Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. I'm just kidding. What's up, Speed Gaming 3? And all of our Super Metroid Rando League aficionados, welcome in. We're in for another stack match here on Speed Gaming. We have Order of the Elephant representative Tailymorph against um against Saffron from Team catJAMMERS. Uh, wow, just this week I just am at a loss of words. I'm not gonna lie, because this might be my most feared type of rando. Boss randomizer is the absolute worst. It's a good little switch up, but the runners are in for one heck of a time. What's randomized is the bosses and the item locations are, well, the item randomization is major minor split. So it's an interesting switch up. What's at first, like, it might not seem like the most trolly, if anything. It sounds pretty tame. It sounds innocent. It sounds, walk in the park. Oh, hey, Vantoon is over here. Surely I can, make the most of it and just have like a breeze through this seed, no problem. It's just boss randomization, right? Um, I guess it is, yeah. That's that's really all it is. It's just the worst thing about it though is um the locations. You can have like free checks, if you had like, if your progression to move on, happens to be right behind like an early Ridley or something, I don't think it makes it uh it doesn't make it that impossible to beat these seeds, but I think it does have you run around the planet like all over the place. It is it's a sight to behold. My heart goes to all these runners. But then again, who knows? Maybe I just played like one or two really bad seeds and that's it. And so I'm kind of stuck with this whole thing, like, oh no, boss randos are like the worst and there's no way out and you should freak out, and I'm just saying that for the sake of drama. I'm just trying to start things. But I'm a pretty reliable source. I could probably be the first to tell you that the difficulty on these are amped up. I know everyone had fun with rat randos. Remember those? How could we forget? We've only had like some seeds that were pretty much like guaranteed to be like over an hour and like 10 minutes, and that's with two people sharing info. But yeah, the fun never stops here. Look at this. Already, right off the bat, both runners have picked up their first two missile packs of the seed to start off. Not even, graced with supers nor with power bombs. Just felt the need to give start us off right. Start us off pretty vanilla. But hey, guess what? We're not playing them. They are. So let's see how this ends up stacking up. Tilly's been having like some really stupendous movement here. The plays that ensue after this mini boss, we'll see what. Oh, okay. So we got a speed booster to start us off well and right. So this is going to be our progression to head over to Green Prince Star, just to be able to break out of the blocks to the left here in this room we like to call parlor. And the biggest issue with not getting even like power bombs is ooh, high jump boots. Well, I guess that's pretty good. Regarding movement, really tends to throw you off when you have high jump, or excuse me, when you have speed booster but no high jump. You start to feel like you might be new at this game again, even having like invested thousands upon thousands of hours running the same game over and over again. I feel like for me, I would probably like a screw attack. Just because of the boss rando. Feeling secure, feeling safe, you know, is always a good thing. Because you'll never know what you're gonna be put through, especially in the beginning of the game. Like, you could argue, but Sephi, you know, you could like progress through like Batoon hallway and do other cool things. Oh, nice. Well, there's some power bombs there underneath the crumble blocks here. But honestly, like I said, I feel like these boss randos kind of put me in a position where I would want to be playing safe, and I shouldn't be, especially in a race setting. X-ray right off the bat as well. Yeah, I don't know. So far this seed, I don't know. Stingy start. We got our missiles and we got our power bombs. We're still looking for super missiles, and it doesn't look like they're gonna be quick to come by. Oh, oh yeah. So about that, about having X-ray really early. I like that they made the same play though to go back. Yep, because of that. For that reason precisely. Super missiles hidden behind here. That should put them at ease. They don't have to go on a scavenger hunt or an Easter egg hunt or whatever type of hunt, you know, Helen hunt. To, you know, just have like your minimal minor item. Ooh, if those were their only supers and they skipped past them, that would be detrimental. Oh, their first E-tanks. Okay. First, their second E-tanks. Yeah, I wonder what the play is going to be here. The thing is, what I feel like with these boss rando seeds, doing Fantoon first, or excuse me, Wrecked Ship first, does make this kind of like a gauntlet play, because if you can't beat the boss that is over in Wrecked Ship, you're gonna have to backtrack, you know, and you could end up losing some time. It could also very well pay off, but I feel like there's less chance of you know, to actually pay off over at Wrecked Ship. That's just me personally. That's not legal advice. Okay, so I'm just sharing like my own thoughts upon this. Now, what is important to know about these boss randos as well is that they've made it possible that you can save in the Wrecked Ship. Ooh, the best item. They made it so that you can save in Wrecked Ship before before killing the boss, essentially. So that's very, very good news if you want to know that. Both runners do have that option to save. It's quality of life. Honestly, it makes sense that they can do that. Just because it can be infuriating when you're stuck, having to fight Dragon over at Wreck Ship. Yeah, definitely don't want to come across any bad bosses. But we'll see. We'll see. What the runners opt to go for. Another reason why I like to call Wreck Ship the gauntlet play of boss randos is simply because while you might have the option to save at Wreck Ship, that's cool, sure. But there's also an even closer save over to Red Tower, or right before heading up the elevator to Criteria, that I feel would be a little bit more, it would save you a little bit more time and less having to backtrack, should you end up dying to the boss. I feel like that's something that you can go for. You could check out the boss. If you feel like you can't kill it, at least you have the info. You could reset and then have a save over at Red Tower. Zephron with a clip right out of charge. That one's also pretty nifty. Gotta save some power bombs though. You'll never know when they'll come in handy. Now that said, since both runners do have space jump, I feel like, for me, I would like to make the play to head down to X-ray before going up. But then again, the thing about having speed booster, because I wouldn't head up personally myself here, but if they did want to head up, they could check X-ray first and then go up. The only reason I wouldn't go up Red Tower in this case is because they do have speed booster, and speed booster lets you skip a really deadly hell run over to Bubble Mountain. On top of that, it makes it not like the biggest significant difference in checking ice, but it could help, especially having high jump. It's just like minor things that they could do. That's a really good wall jump for Saffron. Wave beam though, however, here for the runners. Unfortunately, Tilly gets jagated. A cool little strat that I have thought about doing here is holding a charge shot if you have charge beam, and just kind of pseudo screwing your way through this room. It only has one use, but I feel like it could just make a little bit of a difference. Saf has committed to going bot. We will find out if by the order of the elephant. So will Tilly. Ooh, Saf almost didn't want to check Spazer, which is understandable. Oh, there's gravity. Having a suit there is a good find, because I feel like it definitely it could point them in the right direction. Now, this is where things get interesting, because okay, they have gravity, right? You still don't know what boss is at the end of what region. But at least I feel like it would make the only really scary boss in this case would honestly just be Ridley. Everything else would pale in comparison. But yeah, if they hadn't found gravity so early, I would be fearful for my life not having had saved and then bumping into Ridley. Or Dragon. So this is so this is the tactical save that Saf is opting to go for. But is it gonna happen? Will it happen? Are we gonna see heck, or are we gonna see heaven? Or do we want? I think we want Ridley. Is this Ridley? Show me Ridley. Oh no! What? Are you? Huh? Come on! Vanilla. All right, who rolled this? Who is this? Ponk's doing again? Ponk. I know you hear me. I know you. Oh my god. Well. Oh, but Kraid hitting with a spazer. Yeah, it's not doing that. Okay, so that's cool. They had a really easy first boss fight down here. Good choice. That's what they want to see, honestly. It doesn't feel as deadly. It's cool. They don't want to accidentally bump into Ridley. It's a good strat by Saf. Nice job on that. So from here, it feels pretty likely that the runners are gonna go down to Lower Norfair. I feel like it's just really not worth it to go into Meridia. But at the very same time, it could very well be the payoff. That could be the play, because you could get something like Dragon Vanilla or Fantoon over at Meridia as well. Just the only things that keep that is keeping this seed interesting is not knowing where Ridley lies. Honestly, that's always like the biggest thing. Once you have that info, it helps out a lot and it eases your worries, especially already having a way to get out of Dragon's room. Normally, the way out of Dragon would be obviously like gravity suit or grapple jumping. Oh, spring ball. Okay, all right. Could find more mobility. This is it's been pretty good loadout on the mobility for the runners, honestly. Okay, so it seems like Saffron. You know what's interesting though is that because the super locations are what they seem to me minimal. I think what might be important is to find charge, just because it doesn't seem likely for the runners to find enough supers along the way. If this were a super heavy seed, super heavy meaning heavy on the supers, because it's already super heavy being on the Super Nintendo Entertainment Super Nintendo system. Pretty good. Saffron has opted to go up to Meridia and will be checking out Mama Turtle right now. Maybe this is where Varia is. Who knows? It could pay off. This is a good play here. I like this one. It's one that you normally won't get to make, in your typical randomizer. Bombs. Okay. We're not mad at those. We take those indeed. And by the looks of it, Saffron is also going to be checking any minor items that happen to be in the way, which is also good to know. Meanwhile, Tilly is just scorching. This is fine temperatures for Tilly. We can see how this plays out, because what Tilly might want to do is bank on finding any items down here in Norfair, and skip out on Croc if it doesn't pay off. But another thing that is just going to be looming on his mind is where Varia is and where Ridley will happen to be. And if that gets to him, he might feel the need to clear out Meridia before heading up to Wreck Ship, which is still in play. Again, we have 3 bosses at large. We don't know where they have migrated to, all right? Maybe the bird has gone north instead of south for this winter season. They might have gone over to Wreck Ship. Or maybe the bird has just decided to start living underwater. I don't know. Ridley's a weird, funny, interesting pelican. More E-tanks though. And already at 15 supers too. I wouldn't feel comfortable going for... Well, I wouldn't feel comfortable going for RVO strats, period, because it's just... no. But aside from that, it didn't seem like the choice to make. Close on the halfie there for Saffron. But Saffron is actually just going to beeline it over to the Meridia boss location. Gonna save, because that's what you do. Those are smart moves. Ice Beam. Okay. If this isn't Ridley for Saffron, I wonder if it's possible that by the time that Saffron heads back down to Norfair, he could skip out on ice. Ooh, so yeah, Vanilla Dre. Interesting. Ooh, but not enough ammo to shoot at the little turrets. That's fine. It's not the biggest deal. But this could be a little scary. If Tilly doesn't find like charge or any more supers, and he decides to wreck ship. All right, that's a good play. Only because Tilly doesn't know, but we do, that it is pretty well advised to go to Croc with a lot of things still out. And also, good job for Saf being able to clear out the rest of the turrets at least. prioritizing them. Here we go with the Croc check. There's 2 items hidden right here behind Croc. Is it gonna... Is he gonna be a jerk? Or is he hiding the goods? Huh? I don't know about you, but Crocmeyer doesn't look like the type of person that I would trust with my personal belongings. Nice plasma beam, though, hidden right behind a Dragon. Could definitely help make the Ridley fight much easier. Should Saffron find charge. But still haven't. And it looks like the runners. Ooh. Oh no! That's not the vitamin E tanks that we like to see. Those are definitely not worth. So Saffron has 2 bosses down. What's the next play? It looks like they want to check the pit. Yeah, the sand pit. On the way down to Norfair, maybe? Because that would be the only reason why Saffron would head down this direction. I feel like that would make sense to me. And there's Varia. So good check right there for Saffron. From here, he's definitely gonna head to Lower Norfair. And it looks like he's gonna... Although he doesn't know that Ridley isn't vanilla, and we know that it can't be, just because should it be? It just straight up shouldn't be. Well, I mean, I'm like doing all the all the mathematic equations in my head right now. Saffron believes, though. Saffron believes that it could pay off. Tilly still just has the info of the one boss that he already killed being Vanilla Grade. Okay, so Saffron's just straight up going. It's a bold play. Just good though. Risking it. So we know that Saffron's just gonna head straight to Lower Norfair, no matter what happens. But what he checks is very important. And it looks like he's gonna want the ammo, which is good routing as well, because he just picked up his 4th super missile expansion. Puts him one step closer. Even like his power bomb count is, I would say, kind of comfy. Bombs. Do you want those though, Tilly? Or are you dipping out? It looks like he... Another sign of good news for Saffron is going to be that he's going to pick up ice, after all. Since he committed to not go up to wreck ship and feel like, he needs to like skip a couple of items. Even though it's tough to really make the call to skip items, it's really just going to be in how you route these checks. Tilly with more missile packs. Another super missile expansion. I feel like this is it. I feel like with this, Saffron feels go mode regarding major items. And just his ammo, I feel like he's just gonna commit to. Well, would he? I don't know, actually. Now that I think about it, would it make sense for him to try to make up for the... Probably not. Probably not. But at least this is enough for Ridley. So maybe Saffron's not going to check any more minor items unless they happen to be in the way. But that said, I feel like it's comfy enough to just say, okay, if I don't find any more super missile packs along the way, you know, I'm just not gonna pick up anything else that isn't a super missile pack. If I can check it, I will. But because they're not as reliable as pretty much just searching for a charge beam at this point. I feel like it just wouldn't be worth it. So yeah, so here we go. Saffron pretty much on the quest to find charge while taking down every other boss. I like that strat that Tilly did when not going for a halfie or a full halfie attempt. You just straight up space jump your way to the top. Okay, so here we go, another safe play for Tilly. Saffron probably does not want to skip out on any major item checks currently. And I feel finding, well, I think even with 20 supers, Saffron had pretty much like made up his mind about going to Lower Norfair anyway, just in case it was Ridley, on the basis that, and not checking Croc either, because it just felt like he could check it on his way out. And not have to waste a lot of time with a long fight against Crocomire, and then a long check and backtrack over to the Lower Norfair elevator. Meanwhile, in the other corner, Tilly has engaged in combat against our favorite shrimp flavor. So yeah, by Saffron skipping Shack Tool and the Plasma check, that's kind of more like a last resort, last like scenario type of thing to do, because should it get, he would still need a lot of missile packs and a lot of super packs in order to commit to ammo only, and it doesn't feel like there's just enough supers to make okay. So here's a good check, because this could heavily pay off in Saffron's favor. Having it be not that though, having it be charged in. Tilly is on his way over to potentially check the sand pits, or he might even just decide to clear out all of Meridia anyway. Okay. Wow. So Tilly's banking on some checks here. It could pay off. It could be charge me. Another super missile pack. That's really good. So Saffron's gonna be having like one of the quickest Ridley fights of all time. Um, should Tilly find charge beam, he could just go mode this entire seed. Once he finds Varia though, which I feel like he would. Unless he dips out of Meridia without checking the sand pit, but I feel like checking the sand pit is a little bit... Well, no, actually, it wouldn't make sense for him to check the sand pit currently, because he's not trying to head down to Norfair, whereas Saffron did have a reason to head down. Oh, I need tank. Oh, there's Fanny. Yep. As expected. There we go. So Tilly's just gonna head back. And see, yeah, it's definitely gonna seem likely to just go ahead and check the sand pit in. Oh, Fantoon is just crying. Was crying those bloody tears. It pains our hearts. So you could tell he was crying because you see how Fantoon is blue? Yeah, that's the feeling. That's literally feeling blue for Fantoon. So we're dipping out. So for Saffron, just one boss left to go. And I wonder what checks. Now with that though, I feel like Saf is in a little bit more of a favorable position to find charge beam. That's a really good short charge. And speedball out of Wasteland. That was that reaction time to get more right before hitting the ground was pretty darn fast. Okay, so Tilly should be heading down to Lower Norfair at this point. Not the super missile pack that he wanted, but it's not going to keep Saffron from checking. Yeah, just 6 more super missile packs is all that Saffron wants. I don't know about... okay, yeah, I was about to say, I don't know about skipping the missile packs. Because they still help Saffron with the mother brain fight. It's a good thing he picked up the Franker Face Z missiles. Or the Franker Z missiles, excuse me. Been addicted to memeing. But just grab everything that happens to be in the way at this point, since it would help in general. This is going to be a pretty big play, though, for Saffron. depending on if he feels like, oh, okay, he's not gonna. I don't think he's trusting the ammo enough, uh, which is understandable, really understandable. It's not easy because you are kind of like split in between. Again, 6 super missile packs would put him in just absolute go mode, but it's just uncertain. The ratio already looking really low for super missiles that may be committing to charge beam, but then grabbing the minor items that happen to be in the way would be, I don't know, just better. Oh my goodness. Tilly skipping the screw tech location. That's something else. Which is good because it's just grapple there. Tilly would want grapple anyway. It's a time save for Tilly. Oh my goodness, almost getting sniped out by those faces. I feel like those faces are kind of like rude. You know, they just kind of like spit at you and just kind of like, you know, taunting you. It's like, oh, you can't get a worst room in the game, loser. I know that's how I feel. That's those enemies talk to me. Yeah, you see? And I don't know about Saffron skipping the minor items if he's already there. But it's a tough call, honestly. Because you don't know for sure. It's just, I think if you're already in the room, just take them. Just take them. Because at least the more you pick up, you could route in, you know, other minor items instead of committing to your instead of committing to charge beam. But I mean, it's not easy. Like, to put yourself in the position. Tilly's at Fantoon, by the way, ready to pay up his tributes to the elephant. Again, it's just not an easy decision to make because this, to be honest, this ammo count is pretty awkward. Being 3 bosses deep and still no charge. I can understand why Saffron would skip all of this. Totally almost done here with Fantoon. I like that the room kind of matches Fantoon's mood. It's a lot of ooh that I said right now. Fantoon, Rue, and mood. Yeah, let's see if Saffron goes 220 and 0 supers. I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what we watch these races to hoping for, right? Okay, Saffron is definitely playing the commitment to minor items at this point. Okay, that's another boss down for Tilly. Tilly is making up time here on Saffron. I'm gonna have another check here for Saffron. It's gonna want this because it's a super pack, so we're good here. If only that charge beam wasn't locked away behind Shack Tool. Oops! Did I spoil this scene? We'll never know until the end of this race. Now, yeah, from here, it's gonna be a little bit strange, but I think if Shack Tool is holding charge, that's gonna be scary. For Saffron, if he decides to like full clear wreck ship, but even then, it's because there's a lot less minor items that are really kind of well, I don't know, maybe there isn't. I just feel like minor items tend to, or excuse me, major items tend to stand out in wreck ship, but I could just be that just could be in my mind, honestly, because now that I think about it, the way to wreck ship, I mean, as long as he's not skipping any minor items at this point, but there's that. But the way to wreck ship does actually have minor items, now that I think about it, because he's gonna have the moat, he's gonna have the ocean, he's gonna have spooky, he's gonna have sky, he's gonna have left missiles. And then I guess on the and who knows? Like maybe you end up finding charge beam right at the end of the wreck ship checks. But I think what I'm getting, or what I was thinking, is just that they happen to be more. Oh my gosh, yes, more supers. This is good. This is really, really, really good. Saffron's gonna be blazing through though, with this Ridley fight after this spooky missiles check. I guess. Oh right, and Fantoon turns the ship on, so. I hadn't really thought about that. Yay. I guess since charge is the item that you want to be looking for, it would be worth checking for. Screw attack. I would think that maybe killing the boss first would be a. No, I guess never mind. Just only because the right side is oh, Tilly's starting to commit to minor items too. Or I guess maybe just what feels to be in the way. Interesting. Well, because this is a super pack, so it makes sense to might as well just go for it. Saffron's not gonna check the item on the right just yet. Oh, but Tilly. Okay, Tilly's not gonna go for Shack Tool either. Because yeah, that would make sense to go for. All right, so Saffron has started on Ridley. Oh, really nice foosball right there for Tilly. Although maybe he's gonna make a trip to the ship just to have enough ammo to kill Ridley. Also, Saffron looking a little bit low on energy. I didn't notice that. It's quite a right. It gets sometimes concerning because you'll never know with Ridley RNG. It's you could very well enter that room with like 300 energy and still die. No charge just yet. Wowee. Will Tilly check Gauntlet for charge? Will Tilly? Tilly will not. No. Okay, good. I was about to say, Zephron almost skipped out on this check. Is this gonna be the charge beam that we're looking for? No, it's not. Um, gets the E-tank anyway, just for a refill. It's free and just there already, so it's cool. But now we're playing quite the heckin' game. I like Tilly's play to not go check the wreck ship E-tank. That's interesting. But doesn't want that either. Saffron. Saffron does have a better, if he doesn't find charge. Saffron does have a better, is better equipped to check Gauntlet at least, because with Screw Attack, it's going to make it a little bit faster. Screw Attack and Space Jump, that is. But yeah, now you're starting to see why me and my homies hate these boss randos. At this point, I don't know if it's all right. So again, it's like really tough. But I personally feel for me, I would think that since you're pretty much done checking all locations, or you're going to be committing to checking all locations, minor and major. I think by this point I would have stuck to one already. That's another super count there. If there's another super pack here, this is good. This is looking much better for Saffron. It's gonna have a little bit less ammo to work with. Don't skip those. Okay. All right, so either charge is at Shack Tool, Gauntlet, or at Gravity. As Tilly is over here trying to finish up. Or true, Wreck Ship Reserve as well. Too much route rando, telling you. What are we hoping for? What do we want? What do we want in chat, huh? Do we want gravity to, or excuse me, yeah, do we want the gravity location to be charged? Just get this over with? Or should it be a Gauntlet just to, you know, lead them on a little bit more? Oh my gosh, another missile pack that Chozo is just there holding it right in Saffron's face. If it's a check, well, that would be kind of sad, and that would hurt. There's another E tank. Tilly doesn't feel the need to. Oh, does he even have the ammo to access this? Could you abandon? Are you gonna literally abandon ship? Oh my goodness! No charge over at Rexia, or yeah, anything at all. Like you could check. You could check. Okay. Well. Oh, I hate. Okay, this hurts. I've been here, Saffron. It hurts when you get power bombs on accident, or at least the moat item on accident when you're just trying to like space jump over it. That's a good item, again, because it's gonna make the gauntlet clear much quicker. What a mess. Could this be the super missile pack that bails Saffron out? No, it's not. But it's more missiles, so it's got to take them. Honestly, if Gauntlet is just like a huge, I don't know, like L on the forehead for loser type of like, oh, like imagine Gauntlet being the 5th reserve tank and then 2 power bomb drops or power bomb packs. I do not want to see that. I would hate for that to be a thing. Please. It would kill me. It would kill me. I'd give up. Alright, Tilly checking the reserve tank. We know it's not charged. We know nothing here is going to be charged. Oh my goodness. Bailed out. Gauntlet was the answer all along. It was hidden in plain sight. Well, good stuff for Saffron, but wow. Going 85 and 45 just to... Oh, Mike! Actually, this is even better than... Okay, no, this is better than what I said. This is better than what I said. This is probably double L's on the forehead. Okay, I hate this seed, and I love this seed because it's sentient. It knows. It literally just said, "Oh, you were thinking this? No, no. You're getting what you want now because you paid for it and you played for it." I can't. The nerve, honestly, of this. Who did roll this? I'm gonna blame Ponk anyway. I don't care who rolled it. I'm just gonna blame Ponk. Well, with that, the seed ended up putting Saffron in extra go mode. Read all about it. Tilly, I think, will also be relieved to find. I like that the water in the background looks like Toxic Tower from Donkey Kong Country 2. But I don't blame like Saffron's calls whatsoever. It was a really awkward position to be put in. With all of this, it's something that's always just going to be in the back of your mind. Like, should I, shouldn't I? And I almost feel like the same could go. The same could be said for almost any boss rando seed. That's still okay. Really hope that the other race that is currently going on at the same time is having better luck, but boss randos. It's not to get people to spoil the other race, by the way. I'm just putting that out there. Like, oh, they're poor souls. Okay, Saffron has now reached Mother Brain Phase 1. And here we're gonna hear Tilly's huge sigh of relief. Ha! Thanks, Tilly. You see, that was him. Yeah, I mean... I wonder why Tilly backtracked. I guess he just feels this would be faster. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's gonna be reaching his endpoint. Saffron just cleaned up Mother Brain like it was nobody's business. Just had it, was fed up with what this seed had put him through, and he just wants out. And I'm on their side. I already want out of this too. Thankfully, Saffron also has enough HP to set up for the stand-up glitch. Which seems kind of fitting, you know, concerning how funny this seed was. You'd think that it's aware enough to know how to do stand-up. But it's got a twisted sense of humor, so maybe it shouldn't quit its day job. Good Metroid rooms, until I commentated cursed it. Been having some really solid shots there for Saf. And there it is. Phase 3 down. A clean stand-up glitch. Just the seed just is trying to force everyone else. Just evacuate the premises. Just be done with it already. I've done my bidding. And oh no, Tilly jumping a little bit too early. Ended up getting grabbed by the Metroid. It's painful. It's cool though. It's a good attempt. It's nice to go for. See Tilly going over to refill before facing off against MB. And Saffron, I don't know, probably feeling pretty confident about the seed. I would have gathered that you would also understand that maybe Tilly wouldn't have gone to check Gauntlet either. Just didn't seem like it was in the cards, regardless of unless for whatever reason Tilly did end up going up to wreck ship first, but that wasn't the case. So either way, good game to Saffron for Team catJAMMERS, scoring yet another win. Been killing it, and joining me in the booth, Saffron himself. Good game.
Thank you. Actually, it was terrible.
Oh, yeah, bad game. Sorry.
God, what?
Yeah. All of that you said, we felt it. I think chat laughed. I didn't laugh. I did.
That scene really tilted my mood. I was in a good mood, and now I'm like actually in a bad mood from it.
Welcome to Boss Randomizers. How many have you done of these? I'm pretty sure you've done a fair amount, right?
Actually, not really. More like 4 or 5-ish. Not too much. But it's basically just major minor with saving beforehand.
Yeah. So that's exactly how, you know, at a very base level, that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
But with like the worst placements of all time.
Definitely. I mean, 2 of them were in vanilla locations, which is stupid, and I wish that would happen less often, because then you're just playing major minor. I guess it turned out well enough. Did anything happen to Tilly, or just a lot of item collection too, or?
No, you both kind of had in a way somewhat the same. You had the same boss kill order, which seems like it would be like the only way possible to beat this, just about. But Tilly just ended up falling a little bit behind, getting like missing baby skip, and just also in a way kind of feeling a little in between about whether checking minor items or major items to finish off the seed. I know that you wanted to commit to just ammo only, but like what was it exactly? Because there was a fair amount of major items left to check still, even before the Ridley fight. But like, what was going on in your mind, like when you had like come decision time?
I like deciding when I wanted to go to like the actual Ridley fight or elsewhere.
Elsewhere. Because I feel like you got enough ammo for Ridley. I knew that. I think that was like in Upper North or something.
Yeah, I knew I had enough ammo. I was just really focusing on getting everything so I could, you know, kill Mother Brain. And Charge Beam turned up at the last possible spot, so I supered that because I got mad at that. Like literally rolled my eyes. It sucked. I just did a lot of ammo checks. I usually don't grab as many missiles as I did, but it almost was super important to grab all of them. And I do not like having 90 missiles. It's not good.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone does. Well, maybe Slow Guy with 220 missiles and 0 supers.
What? That sounds pretty awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely understand what, like, or at least have an idea of what you would have wanted out of the seed, you know. And obviously, like, more supers, at least more supers in more convenient locations, and then even like that split between like, when do I want to commit to all ammo, or when, you know, when is it like convenient to go for charge?
Yeah,
and it was a rough one.
I had to check everything because I don't think at the time that I found charge that I had enough ammo for Mother Brain. I don't think I did. So I was just every location that I checked, every major that I checked, like top of wreck ship, everything, really hoping that it was gonna be a charge beam, and it wasn't, except for the final major location. Basically last location, if you disregard like all those Meridia checks and because I'm not going back down there.
Yeah, pretty much. You had just about like 90%. All right, but Tilly has just finished as well. Also, got to read out that that Saffron finished with an official time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 30 seconds. Tilly, 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 42 seconds. So GG to both of you. Give them a follow, by the way.
Yeah, give Tilly a follow, not me.
And Saffron.
I don't deserve it for this
Both.
race.
It was a heck show, but you put on a good one at least. You saw it through. Kind of had no choice because it's a race.
Thank you. I try. Well, hey, that's pretty much it for me. I have anything else to say? Oh, but Tilly is coming in here, all right.
Oh, yeah. We'll see if he wants. Oh, he's already in. Cool. So should be joining, and you could exchange just a few words. All right, Tilly joining us right now as well in the booth. Good game.
Good game. Hello.
Yeah, GG.
Let it all out. Just share your thoughts. Again, I know Saffron just also vented. So you can do the same.
Well, I was hoping for less vanilla bosses, I guess, but it was pretty good to find Kraid at Kraid and Dragon at Dragon since I had the equipment to kill both of them at the time. But I don't know, it wasn't very trolly other than I wish I had picked up ammo so I didn't have to search for charge. Because I feel like if I hadn't full cleared wrecked ship, I would have been much closer.
It's tough to do that, especially when you know that there's barely any minor items that are really left to check that could pay off, and that you can just much easily check other major items instead. Because like right there, like right near the end, you just didn't have enough ammo, or just ammo in general to kill Mother Brain. So it felt like you were a little bit more leaning to check every major item, but
yeah, I was worried because if Gauntlet wasn't charged, the only two major items I had left were Shack Tool and GT. So
Did you check Plasma?
I did check Plasma.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure it was a reserve. I'm also pretty sure I picked up all 4 reserves this seed.
I only picked up one, and it almost cost me on the Ridley fight. I was at like 100 energy entering, and I decided to be aggressive, and it almost didn't work, and I almost died.
yeah, it's getting concerning there. But yeah, it was a really good race nonetheless. It's just a really bad seed, is all.
Yeah, it was an alright seed. I guess since I did go to Kraid and then Dragon first, I did then know that Fantoon had to be in Lower Norfair and Ridley had to be in Wrecked Ship, so that was nice.
But yeah, like any other thoughts, anything else that you might feel, either one of you?
Not from me.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good seed. GG once again. It was
GG.
Fun racing.
Even with one like this, you can still have some fun with it.
Yeah,
at least in the beginning. Special shout outs to our tracker 2D Tones. Appreciate them for also jumping in, volunteering their time. Thank you both for the race. Be careful on watching it back, just because it could put you back in that mentality. It's like, oh, I just had to do this, and like it just had to be this way.
It's
to.
So easy to do that. Yeah.
Yep. All that said, though, thanks for watching. I don't know if the other race could still be going. It's Boss Rando, so who knows? But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If it's not going on right now, stay tuned for tomorrow. There's more races as well. But yeah, everyone take care. Have a good one.